Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I know you guys get sick and tired of hearing my voice, so I'm going to show you a video. Obviously, please take a look if any of this interests you. This is on the Zika virus, so I'll start from the beginning of the snippet and obviously show you, and then I'll, voice my concerns, and maybe even you might voice your own concerns in the comments.
This produces a vacuum inside this chamber.
This lab in the Florida Keys just received FDA approval to produce millions of genetically altered mosquitoes in the fight against Zika.
So when we release our males, they have one job: to find a female and pass on their genes. When they do that, they pass on the self-limiting gene to the female. The offspring inherit that gene. It's passed on to the offspring, and they die.
The British company Oxitec claims they've already had success finding the Aedes aegypti mosquito in Brazil and the Cayman Islands. By adding tetracycline, they create mosquitoes able to mate with mosquitoes in the wild and produce offspring which die before they can mate. The company says it's 90% effective. But there's resistance stateside, people fearing an unknown effect on humans and the environment.
The big concern is this is a test, it's a trial, it's a third stage to get a animal drug, as the FDA is approving it, to come to market.
The people in their mind have a little bit of unknown fear, a fear of the unknown about this, but it's plain what's there for Zika, and we're learning more about it every day, and it's becoming more scarier every day.
And the larvae go through, the pupae stay on top.
Mosquito officials are pushing for the immediate use of the lab-created insects.
Our Florida Keys Mosquito Control District is one of the best in the world. And we didn't get that way from being hesitant to try new technology.
And this is where we put the larvae.
A referendum vote will be held in November, whether or not to allow the lab mosquitoes to be released.
Indiana Gov.
Right. My only thing is, and obviously, I am what mainstream media would call a tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorist. That's how they call me. I don't call myself that. I just see myself as trying to work with the logical facts in front of me and obviously then dealing with the situation. Before the Olympics in Brazil, I never even heard of Zika. Now, how many of you out there have heard of Zika before that had happened? Obviously, Zika must have been around longer than obviously the announcement of Brazil getting the Olympics, because obviously there are 7, 8-year-old children that I've seen, or pictures of, we'll say pictures of. I've not actually seen them with my own eyes, obviously. So obviously it must have been around for a fair amount of time. They do like to scare you by showing you pictures of newborn babies with the deformities that so-called Zika gives you. But I always thought that it was, or my mind, obviously don't agree if you don't believe, that it was a way for the Mexican government and the Brazilian government to clear out these favelas, these non-desirable areas that tourists and Olympians and people that come to see the Olympics will see. I thought that's what they made, a genetically modified mosquito, like they just showed you in that video there, to do exactly what it's doing. My problem isn't with the second lot of genetically modified fucking mosquitoes, because I believe they did the first lot, and I think the second lot may be just to clear up the first lot, or it could be second wave with more deadlier shit in the second ones. But obviously, like I say, as usual, guys, let me know what you think. Look into it. I knew about Ebola before Ebola was coming up on mainstream media. I remember reading about Ebola in history books in school. So I knew that Ebola wasn't a new thing when the mainstream media, said it. But obviously they use it as a scare tactic, a way of pushing you towards, force feeding you their propaganda. So as usual, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please, look out for me on YouTube. That's Gary, son of David. And you'll catch many of my videos and many videos from the gentleman I'm watching here, End of Times Headline News. It's a daily video. It's absolutely brilliant. It's crammed full of up-to-date information and updates on that information. So as usual, guys, have a lovely, fantastic Friday evening. Peace and love.